Hello and welcome to the news for June 8th. I'm Delrith and I am alone this week because Godfoot is currently dealing with some stuff that he needs to sort out and go through, and he's not feeling very well, but he is going to be better and there's no need to worry about him. All is good. But this news week is going to be mostly about, the game that everyone knows and loves, Diablo Immortal. Now, I don't think I need to tell you that Diablo Immortal is a mobile game with many microtransactions. Previously, when they talked about the game, you remember the "don't you guys have phones" thing? People were really concerned about it because it was a Diablo title that was supposed to be on phones that they ended up porting on PC anyway. But long story short, the game is stuffed to the brim with microtransactions. It is unbelievably paywalled to the point where there are hundreds of thousands of dollars of things that you could spend money on, and it is designed from the ground up to basically make you feel good until about level 48, level 50, and then hit you with walls that are almost impossible to overcome unless you're a no-lifer or a Twitch streamer or somebody that has 16 hours a day play on video games. And even then, someone that spends $20 to do a run will make more money than you. Now, it's not surprising at all that the Metacritic score for it currently is a solid, let me zoom in for you, a solid 0.5, and the Metascore of 75 is reflected entirely upon the fact that the store was not enabled when people reviewed it. Now, you can go to here yourself and read the critic reviews, but a lot of these things are basically talking about how good the game feels. It does feel really good, don't get me wrong. It plays very well, the skills are fun. The first 48 levels of the game are fantastic because they're tailored to draw you in, to get you hooked on that feeling and get you addicted to a game that you like, and then they hit you with the pay-to-win walls. The meta scores here, like I said, all these reviewers that reviewed this game before the game launched did not have access to the store. They did not know how bad it was going to be. They played a different version of a game that we did not have access to. Now, there's a lot of things that you could buy in Diablo Immortal. Primarily, the biggest thing is that you could buy these things called legendary gems, and these gems drastically increase the power of your character. Well, you can't buy the gems specifically, but you can buy keys that will allow you to get a guaranteed gem for each time that you run a key. Now, you can run up to, I believe, 10 of these keys all at once. You can get 10 guaranteed gems, and it's pretty insane what they do. Now, keep in mind, free-to-play players can only get level 1 and level 2 gems. These gems go up to level 5, and you have a absolutely unbelievably huge grind ahead of you to even get all level 2 gems, all provided and based around the fact that you get lucky. Now, the basic math is simple. I won't go into too much on it, but it's the fact that you have about a 5% chance per rift if you're running rare keys to get a standardized gem, just a single, legendary gem to put into your armor. So you have to run on average 20 rifts to get a single gem. You get one for, I think it's like $1.70 or something. You get a guaranteed gem, and that takes about 5 minutes. So you go, you have to run 20 rifts, takes about 5 minutes, about 100 minutes per gem. And there are, I think, like 24 gems or something like that in the game, all varying rarities and stuff. So it's a lot of work. You have to grind hundreds of hours to basically keep up with somebody that's just paying a couple $100. But it doesn't end there, because they've also gone and they've done stuff like monetizing multiple different currencies and crafting materials. There's platinum that you need to buy certain upgrades and to make clans. There's the premium currency you need to buy certain upgrades, buy keys to buy materials. You've got resource crafting materials. You've got resources that unlock various different powers on legendaries. It's like a legendary unlock thing. You've got a bunch of cosmetics. You've got a normal battle pass. You have a premium battle pass. You have like a super deluxe premium battle pass. You have a monthly subscription. I'm not making this up. There's a battle pass, a premium battle pass, a super deluxe collector's battle pass, and then a monthly subscription that you could get on top of all this that you could buy for 30 or 60 days. But you have to log in to actually get those rewards. If you don't log in, it only holds them for up to 5 days. So if you don't log in for 6 days, the last day gets deleted. It's really dumb. But people are really upset about this. And understandably, because these sort of practices have existed in Asia for a very long time, but they should not exist in the United States. It's a very bad trend for gaming. For them to basically develop this entire game around getting you hooked and offering you enjoyable content only to basically bait and switch you into paying hundreds of dollars or forcing you to is ridiculous. And I won't go over this video with Bellular, but he's been doing a lot of stuff. I am going to link all of his videos relevant on this in the description down below, because there is a ludicrous amount of information there that you need to learn and glean about this game. But it's insane, and people are really upset. It's gonna be crazy. One example for Bellular is to fully max out a character, for example. So someone figured out it would take like 41 years to max out a character if you were free to play. And I'm not talking 41 years where you're playing on average like 8 hours a day. No, that's 41 years straight playtime. That's no sleep, no eating, nothing but grinding to get your gear done. It would take about 41 years according to a Reddit post. To Bellular, though, to max out a character with money, it would take $110,000. The microtransactions are optional, of course, but they're really not. And no one should invest that much. But given, there's going to be a lot of people doing it. I mean, there was a few breakdowns of a couple of pay-to-win games over in China that 0.15% of their player base was over 50% of their revenue. So you got those whales. It's just, the whole game is designed to make you spend money, right? It's all designed to make you spend, just a little bit of money here and there. Great example is when you beat a boss in the game, you get a one-time purchase 800% or 600% value box for beating the boss that costs $1 but gives you like 60 gems, which, by the way, 60 gems isn't enough to buy anything in the game. And it's just that. It's like, oh, you beat this boss, you unlocked a really awesome loot box, you should go buy it, it's worth it. And every time you open up anything, it'll be like, hey, you got to go by to the store to go get your battle pass stuff. If you're free to play, is also, you have to go through the store to go into your collections to be able to turn in things, to get your orbs, to get your very minuscule unimportant rewards. And it's just it's insane, man. 10 plus years of playing just to get to like an average gear, like crazy gear level, not even like a fully geared character. And it's just, the best way I heard it summarized is that Blizzard has essentially, I guess, decided they don't care about their reputation anymore. It's one of those things where they went further with their microtransactions. It's so much further that it makes Lost Ark look like a really tame comparison. And it's absolutely insane, because these sort of things, like I said, they exist in Asia, and they're the first company to really bring it into the United States. And I'm glad people are rising up. I mean, there's a lot of people fighting for it. I mean, IGN's been running on it. You got a 0.6, it's a 0.5 now on Metacritic, like I said, with over 30,000 votes. It's bad, man. Like, it's, oh sorry, it wasn't 5% chance oh wait, no, this was right, it was a 5% for standard, but it's a 0.05% chance of getting a 5-star gem for each legendary crest, which is the paid one. So that's even lower if you pay money, but you still get a gem guaranteed, which is so much better than just trying to play the game with the one-a-day rare crests that you get that are the free-to-play ones that only have a 5%. And if you don't use a crest at all, I think it's like a 0.05% or something. It's even lower than that. It's absolutely insane. So once you get a legendary gem to rank 10, you can further enhance that gem, which is something that I didn't know, another microtransaction, to the next level, which goes to rank, I guess, like the next star, that has a mat that only comes from the store for $15, which is the legendary awakening thing that I talked about. But yeah, it's absurd, and people are upset. It's a good thing to get mad about. It's very exploitative. There's gambling involved. They lied out their asses. They used very good PR speak that straight up was a lie, where they were asked straight up, oh, are you able to buy gear with exit money in the game? Technically, no, but the gems are better than any of the gear you're going to be wearing. And they lied and maneuvered around that specifically just to get away with it at launch. And there was a reason why the stores were disabled from the critics. Overall, the story is, I tried playing it free to play, by the way, and I did. I got to think a level 38 or 39, and it felt good. It feels good. It feels good to play until like level 48. But yeah, I stopped as soon as I hit that paywall or started to slow down. I got better things to do with my time. My suggestion overall, though, is to just not play Diablo Immortal. Go online, complain about it, let everyone know how messed up this is, how messed up these microtransactions are that are making it into the US, how messed up Blizzard is for even doing this, and just don't support it. It's too much, man. And honestly, this has left such a sour taste in my mouth that I'm pretty sure I'm not going to buy Diablo 4. It's one of those things where I want to play Diablo 4. I like Diablo. I like Diablo 2 a lot. I played Diablo 2 Remastered. That game was awesome because it didn't have any microtransactions. But I'm pretty sure if they see how much money they make from this, they're gonna put that stuff in Diablo 4. And I'm not there for it. And honestly, at a certain point, you just don't support the bad habits, right? If they don't want to care about their company's reputation and they want to go and put all this stuff in their games, then no. I'm done. I think I'm checked out. I'll look and see what happens, but you also have to be aware that there's going to be very big psychological warfare coming on. You've got all this stuff where people are just really, really upset. They're gonna do what they always do. They're gonna walk back one thing, right? So they're gonna have all these microtransactions, these huge paywalls, these huge money makers and stuff. And what they're going to do, and I would bet money that they're gonna do this, is that they're going to either give slightly more to the free-to-play players, or they're going to remove one or two things from the store out of like 20 things. And what they're going to do is they're going to set that as the new goalpost. And people are going to be like, wow, they listened. Oh my God, they oh man, we made a difference, guys. Oh, we managed to get rid of, we got rid of the buyable crafting, the rare materials that are, slightly less hard to farm. Oh my God, we've done it. And they're going to just shut up and stop complaining, and they're just going to tolerate it and keep on. We can't do that. Just if you see that happen, if they try to act like they're the good guys by removing one small thing, do not stop yelling. You keep going. You keep fighting this. You keep pushing to get this stuff removed. Just do not shut up about this. Do what we did with Battlefront 2, massive amounts of outrage, and see if we can get this changed for the gaming industry, because it's just evil, man. It's evil that this stuff exists. And it ties into this next subject, which is a massive report that has been put out in 18 European countries and is pushing for major lawmaking on just how bad pay-to-win models are in a lot of games, and just how bad these things actually are, and how aggressive these systems are, even to the point where I didn't know that they were this manipulative. The probability of winning something good is lower than presented. What this means is there's an asterisk. So a lot of countries made it illegal to not announce your odds as to what's in your boxes. The problem is a lot of games like FIFA and Raid Shadow Legends specifically have quote unquote dynamically changing rates and odds, which from what I understand reading this report is something that adjusts based on how lucky you are and whether or not you've gotten something. So say an item has a 0.2% or a 2% chance to drop from a loot box, depending on how many boxes you buy, that could either go up or go down. And also, that also means, from what I read allegedly, which, by the way, we'll put the full PDF report because it is 100% worth reading this full report. We'll put it in the description down below, which means that basically if you get lucky and you get that 2%, good luck, you're not getting another one for several dozen boxes. You've also got all the user data that basically is going to build a profile around your spending limits and your spending habits and cater your drop rates specifically to how much money you as an individual spend, which will be sent to other companies and ported into other games. It's something they've been working on for a very long time. It has been like ridiculously pushed. They've got all these really fake deals that pop up all the time where it says, oh, there's a 2-hour sale that it's only 2 hours. You got to do it right now. They capitalize on FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. And then after that 2-hour sale goes, suddenly the next day there's another identical 2-hour sale. They're intentionally raising the grinds. It's a crazy report. And there's a lot of messed up stuff. The report even goes into talking about how there's a 100% chance in the future that games will essentially utilize a service of matching, and they may already do this in a couple of games we don't know about, a service of matching players who are free to play with players who have the same characters that you have, that just have way cooler skins and way cooler things. The best example I heard from, I guess, any sort of statement like this was from one of Belluar's videos, where they talked about, hey, the idea, say you're playing League of Legends and say you really like Garen, but you're a free-to-play player, so you don't have really cool skins for Garen. It'll match you intentionally. It would, not that it does, but this system could match you against players that have Garen skins that make you look way, way, way worse by comparison and make you feel bad and try to incentivize you to spend money if you're a free-to-play player. Because the report itself is just everything that these games do is to make you spend money. All these systems are custom tailored for people. All these systems are custom tailored to get you to spend the exact amount that they've decided that you should spend. They will prey upon people that have money and prey on people that only have a little money. And it is insane. There's also a ton of mental illnesses tied into this. Again, this report absolutely worth reading. Let me jump to it right now. And again, this will be down in the description below, but it's bad. So you've got, background, you've got business models from game sales to in-game purchases. You've got deceptive design of loot boxes, algorithms and skewed probabilities, aggressive marketing, in-game currencies and hitting pricing, very high cost of freemium and endless grinding, which is a thing that we don't like. One of the best examples was one of the FIFA Ultimate games, because they come out with a new one every year, that it would take 2,200 hours of straight playtime to get the best player in the game on average. If you were a free-to-play player, you'd have to grind for over half a year without sleeping, eating, drinking, nothing, just to be able to unlock one player, or you just spend money. And since everybody just buys the next FIFA the next year, or used to, before EA lost the license, it's not even plausible. It's impossible to be a free-to-play player in those games. You have risk of losing content at any time. Essentially, they could just pull your stuff at any moment, decide that they don't want those things in the game, or that they don't want them to be available anymore, which is the fear of missing out, FOMO. Say this character is only in this game for like a couple of days. He's the best character any game. He's like so good. He's so good. He's absolutely, you got to pay $100 to get him. Oh, you better do it because he's going away in 2 days. He's never coming back. You better buy this character. Then 3 weeks later, oh, there's another character that's just as good as him, but they prey on that. There's case studies. You've got FIFA Ultimate Team packs and currencies, promo events, all this stuff. Raid Shadow Legends, what Raid does. It's bad, man. And if you got like your gambling legislation, you've got all this stuff. But yeah, read loot boxes. Just read the executive summaries. Again, we'll post this all in the thing below. But it's bad. It's getting really bad. It's way worse than I thought it was. It's absolutely something that I think you need to educate yourselves in. And I'm worried about the future of gaming, but that's enough of that. Check these reports out, and we're going to move on to the last two little tidbits of news. Very quick things before we end for today. Next we've got Sonic fans pleading with Sega to delay Sonic Frontiers after 2 trailers. We'll overlay some of the trailers here, obviously, as footage with me talking, but oh, they're bad, man. It does not look good. It needs to be delayed. And honestly, they went with a very realistic look for Sonic Frontiers. They really went for a realistic look for the game, and it doesn't look like a Sonic game at all. I believe Sonic Utopia is we'll overlay some Sonic Utopia footage here, which is like what everybody wants. It's like the ideal, fantastic, perfect Sonic game, but they went like a real world look. It looks really cheap. It doesn't look that good, and I'm genuinely worried about it, but fans are absolutely rioting and begging for this stuff to get delayed. And it's, from your fans who love this series, please delay Sonic Frontiers. We don't need to play this game this year. Focus on making the game instead of doing this practice that nearly kills the franchise twice, which is true. There's a couple of Sonic games, and we'll throw them up on the screen right now, that bombed absolutely terribly when they came out. One of them was on the Wii U. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, it was Sonic Boom. But they can't do this, man. And it looks bad. Well, I mean, you can just tell from the footage on screen, it's not going to be good. And I hope it's good. I hope they delay it. I hope it's good, and I hope they delay it. That's all I got to say. And finally, we got one little bit of information. Call of Duty is going back to Steam. I mean, that's all. That's it. That's the announcement. Call of Duty franchise is going back to Steam. So, yay. But yeah, think about all the reports and stuff we talked about. Look at the links down below. They're very important. Watch Belluar's videos. I apologize. And that's going to be it for the news this week. There's really not much else going on. I'm working on Starship Troopers Terran Command as a review. Hopefully I'm going to be doing a review on Monster Hunter Sunbreak Rises expansion. And there should be a review on Sonic Frontiers if it does in fact come out this month, which I think they should delay it. But yeah, that'll be that for this month. If you haven't watched the latest videos, go watch them. They're awesome. And I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching the news. Until the next video, this is Delrith, and I'll be seeing you. Bye.